Hi, this is Michael, and in your today's Los Angeles Times, there is an article that's titled "Poultry Plants Linked to Outbreak Won't Be Closed. A Salmonella Outbreak Threatens to Tarnish Foster Farms' Image and Raises Questions About Regulatory Gaps." This article is by David Pierson, Diana Marcum, and Tiffany Hsu, and her last name is spelled H-S-U. It says, for years, Foster Farms wanted consumers to know its poultry was farm fresh, all natural, and most important, safe to eat. But ongoing salmonella outbreak linked to 3 of Central California processing plants is threatening to tarnish the company's image and raising hard questions about gaps in the nation's food safety laws. Considered among the industry's leading producers with state-of-the-art facilities, Foster Farms is an example of how salmonella has become an increasingly potent threat to consumer safety. "This is not your grandmother's salmonella anymore," said Caroline Smith DeWall, Food Safety Director for the Center for Science in the Public Interest. "It's a new salmonella, much more potent and modified with the use of antibiotics on the farm. At least 278 people reportedly have been sickened in 18 states since March by a strain of Salmonella Heidelberg by Salmonella Heidelberg that has shown signs of resistance to antibiotics. That may explain why the rates of hospitalization are nearly double that of typical Salmonella outbreaks. That prompted the U.S. Department of Agriculture this week to threaten Foster Farms with closure of 2 plants in Fresno and another in Livingston, California, where the company is headquartered. The threat was lifted Thursday after Foster Farms met a deadline to show plans to improve conditions in 3 problem plants. The USDA's Food Safety and Inspection Service did not mandate a recall of chicken from those facilities. It deemed the company's poultry safe to eat as long as it's cooked to a minimum of 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Still, Foster Farms faces challenge restoring faith in its products. In a letter to the company that's now circulating on the internet, the USDA admonished the nation's 10th largest poultry producer for unsanitary conditions at those plants and cited a dozen instances this year in which fecal material was found on carcasses. "Your establishment has failed to demonstrate that it has adequate controls in place to handle salmonella in your poultry products," the letter said. Kroger Company, the nation's largest grocery chain, has already recalled chicken from the 3 Foster Farms facilities tied to the outbreak. The chicken in question can be identified in supermarkets with USDA marks of inspection P6137, P6137A, or P7632. Officials at Foster Farms have not granted interviews, but in a written statement released late Wednesday, President and Chief Executive Ron Foster apologized for the illnesses and pledged to take steps to ensure the safety of its chicken. The family-owned company had otherwise been considered a stalwart in the nation, and that may be pronounced a stalwart in the nation's $45 billion chicken industry. "We have a 75-year history for excellence because our commitment to continuous advancement in food safety," Foster said in his prepared statement. "We are putting every resource we have toward the continued safety of our fresh chicken." There's 3 more paragraphs if you care to read. It's in your today's Los Angeles Times. Again, it's titled "Poultry Plants Linked to Outbreak Won't Be Closed." There have been several deaths due to Foster Farms chicken, who was once admonished as a clean, state-of-the-art facility for producing food that people put on their table every day in the United States and throughout the world. I am grateful to be recently have become a vegetarian, so it does not affect me at all. I like a bird that flies and cuckles rather than a bird that is on my plate that was once bleeding and had eggs inside. It just doesn't settle right in my psyche. But anyway, that is by 3 authors gathered together against the Foster Farms company: David Pierson, Diana Marcum, and Tiffany Hsu. Forgive me for my mispronunciations. Let's see. I wanted to remind you again of how many people At least 278 people reportedly have been sickened in 18 states. 278 people have been sickened by poultry from this company. Death statistics, let's see if anyone died of the salmonella. And it's a different breed of salmonella. It's Salmonella Heidelberg, I think. Yeah, so Heidelberg. And it's due to the what they're feeding the chicken on the farms. Nonetheless, have a great day. This is Michael signing out. And be cautious what you eat. Not always a diet that can save you. You have to trust the person that you're receiving your food from, as well as the people that are feeding you your intellectual food. As far as California community colleges, you'll read also that the California community colleges are going to be asking students to pay more in English and in math for their teachers, when already education is not something that a teacher goes into for the money. Education is something, you're a teacher because you're a born teacher, not because you want to be a millionaire. That's just my opinion. However, if it is factual that in California the high school levels or the junior high levels are not teaching, so that when they're ready to go to the college, maybe the college is having to make up some of the teaching they should have learned earlier, then yeah, you should have to pay more if you didn't learn what you were supposed to in the earlier grades. Have a good day, and thank you. This is Michael signing out.